Everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries, if you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, check a link in the description box and you can get your whole birth chart. And then if you want additional information for the week, you can always look at your Moon and Rising sign readings as well as your Sun sign reading today. So this is for the week of July 25th to August 1st. I really feel like summer is just slipping by, so I hope you're enjoying every second of it. So last week I did sort of a new spread for me. I am going to take a little bit of a break from that just to get more accustomed to it. I had a few comments from people saying that it sort of felt like it was new for me to do, and I'm going to practice a bit more at it. So I'm going to go back to an old favorite of mine for the week and do the 5-card spread. So I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for this reading today, and we're going to be looking at a central issue, what's working for and against it, what energy you're just coming out of for the week, and then a probable outcome if you continue the way you're going. Again, this is a general reading, so whatever is most prominent in your life, I'll encourage you to apply these messages to, and hopefully you find it helpful and healing. And as always, I will pull a card each from the other decks here, the Medicine card Tarot and the Healing with the Angels Tarot, for additional guidance to the main spread today. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you being here. And I hope that you get something positive out of these readings. So, and like I promised, I'm going to stick with the what does this sign need to know? And that way, hopefully you can get something even more specific to your situation. So let's go for it. So what does Aries need to know? And like I said, we're looking for 5 cards today. If we get into shuffling at about 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes without any cards jumping, I'll pull from the center of the deck for you. What does Aries need to know? All right, so we had 2 flippers here. Aries, you're getting this a lot, my friend. You're getting the soulmate card. Wow, really frequently, if not every week, every other week here. So somebody is feeling very loved and loving and appreciated. So that's beautiful. All right, so we just need one more card here, and then we'll get to interpreting the reading for you. Sweet. All right, so we have 5 cards here. If we did have less cards or I was using all decks together, I would pull bottom of the deck card for energy, but we have a lot going on here, so we're going to stick to this. Okay, so Aries, and I'll show these to you one by one in just one little second here. I just want to rhyme off what we have in each position for you so you know where I'm drawing the information from. So we're looking at soulmates, which is the present situation or where your energy is flowing currently. The Y card here to the left is energy that you're just leaving or coming out of and into the present situation. And we have what's working for you above you, which is the poised card. And then beneath you is what's working against you, or what you might not be aware of is the chaos and conflict card. And then your probable outcome, if you continue the way you're going, is the Yang card. So a lot of action, a lot of action being taken here. Again, not hugely surprising. You are a fire sign. You're probably taking action on so many different levels of your life. You're not a standstill person. So let's look at how these are playing out together here. So like I mentioned, if this is someone who's just into your life, new to you, you're going to feel like they're an old soul. You know them really well. It doesn't have to be a love affair, but it probably is. And there's a lot of love here. There is a lot of connection, there is an understanding, a great deal of respect, and probably most importantly, there is a sense of knowing you're protected, protecting and protecting, being protected. So this is just beautiful to see here. Even if you feel like a storm cloud is passing or you're going through something together, for example, you're going to be able to pull out of a difficult situation or any difficult situations this week if you have that person you can rely on who you consider a soulmate. So this is a real, I would say, a great deal of strength for you, Aries. And it's too bad that Aries gets a bad rap a lot of times where you're just like, you know, you're a singular sign, you're a passionate sign, and there's this real sort of, I think it's an inaccurate sort of loner quality to you, like your action and you're independent. But that doesn't equal loner. You know, I would almost even give that quality title to Aquarius, for example. Aries loves having a partner and loves feeling partnered up. You just need to be respected and you need to have someone to go with the flow with who understands you and who can give what they take. So you're feeling that this week. So congratulations, because there's a lot of love here. So, and why are you in this position this week? This is about asking huge questions and with a capital M, motivation. So whatever you come into this week, and this could be ongoing for you, this doesn't mean this is limited to this week, and you certainly could be talking to your soulmate or an individual with whom you have this type of relationship with or this camaraderie with about these larger questions. So that could very well be happening in your life as well. However, this could be going on internally and you're not sharing this with anyone yet, particularly if this is at the beginning stages of questioning your motivations behind things or others' motivations. But like I said, the whole concept here with this card is capital M, motivation. What motivates you to blank, okay? Whatever whatever you intuitively fill in that blank, okay? And it could be something as direct here as a relationship, what motivates you to this relationship. But it could very well be, like I said, whatever is most prominent to you. It could be a job, where you travel, who you communicate with, your interests, a new development in innovation or science or technology. So a great deal of what motivations are behind something here is what is sort of getting you excited coming into the week here. And it's really beautiful actually to see a probable outcome being an action card. So you could even be taking action, and I'll get to this in detail in a moment, but you could even be emboldened by someone giving you the green light or a high five or a, yeah, I feel that way too type thing. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to take action on what motivates me here. So it's a really lovely thing to see this, you know, probable outcome being you're not going to be a fly in the wall. You're going to take action about something. So, motivation, soulmates, camaraderie, feeling respected and respecting others. What is working for you is the poised card. This is beautiful because it all generally means that you know deep in your heart that you have what it takes to get through whatever it faces you, whether it's good or bad. And it's remarkable sometimes. You can even look up, say, innovators or name any super wealthy person, and they will even tell you, I've met so many people, this is them talking, you know, they've met so many people who could be in the same position they are if they weren't afraid of success, failure, losing something precious to them, gaining something important to them for fear of losing it, etc. Poised means that you've gone past this type of mental fear, which is encased in and part and parcel of trying new things, taking chances, discovering new things about yourself, others, or the world. So this is a great attitude card because it means that no matter what befalls you, no matter what occurs in your life, you have what it takes to get through it and you feel capable. And this is really essential to getting through life's anything, frankly, Aries. So this is beautiful to see here. What's working for you, you know you can handle anything. And I really feel that that type of attitude includes even understanding on some level, even if you don't have what it takes, even if it's new to you and it's upsetting or it makes you uncomfortable, whatever that is, you know, here with this position, that you can ask for help, that you know someone to turn to, that you have what we call resources. And a lot of people tend to believe that resources is just in the material world. It's not. Knowing people you can trust, you can turn to for advice, even just an ear, like I have all these ideas, or I don't know how to proceed, but if I just get this off my chest, it'll help me. These are also considered resources. So you have a lot going for you here. And then, like I said, what's working against you, not a huge surprise, chaos, and conflict. I would steer clear of this if possible. If this comes looking for you, and listen, this happens sometimes, it doesn't matter the sign. Many people don't go looking for drama. Sometimes it just finds you. But it will work against you this week. You could get wrapped up in something that turns into something bigger than you wanted to, or takes on a life of its own, so to speak. So if just for the week, Aries, if you can possibly steer away from it or inject some humor into the situation or try to disarm something here that could start off small, like a small argument or a small disagreement, and turn into something much larger, you have an opportunity here to say, I'm not going to get wrapped up in that, or even now isn't the time to get wrapped up in that. Let's address that later, or let's look at this topic another time. You can really be the difference here between something taking on a life of its own and you directing what kind of life a disagreement or argument takes this week. Okay, Aries? And then with your final outcome card, like I said, and I really looked here between the motivation, the soulmates, the connectedness, the feeling supported and respected, and then taking action. No surprise at all. You look at anything from a child to someone who's just entering a new program, whether it's school or art or whatever it is. If that person is considered capable, right, with the poise here, if that person is given respect, and if that person has the right motivation, they can do anything. And I really, truly feel this is what's going on with you this week, Aries. So, like, I'm getting kind of goosebumpy, to be honest with you, because it feels here as though you kind of, whether you do or not, you feel like you have the world in your hands. Like the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want with it. And you're just going to go for it. So it's just beautiful to see. I love seeing all this, like, creative, generative, supportive energy. You can do anything. You're going to get out of something that's trying to drag you down, and you're going to take action. So fantastic. Love seeing this for you. So let's look at any additional messages here the other decks have. That is a bit of, I'm going to show you what followed here. So we had a little bit of a few fell out at a time. So I'm going to keep shuffling till we get one. That's ideal. And like I say, if we go in a minute and a half of shuffling, I'll just pull one. But let's see what additional messages for Aries we have. What does Aries need to know? All right. Cool. And I do see this in your readings. I would say, if not every week, every other week. This is pretty common for Aries as well. And I'm not laughing at you. I just find it funny that this is the go get it action card and this is the patience card. And honestly, I really believe this, Aries. I really think that patience really is about other people. I really do. I think that and this kind of summarizes Aries for me anyway, this reading. This is like, yeah, I know why I'm doing it. I have support. I can do anything I want. Don't bring me down. Off I go. I'm going to go do it. And I really think there's this sense of like, why is everyone else so slow? Why is everyone else something? Okay. So I really feel here, Aries, the Ant card is the patience card. I really feel it's about other people. Just if you can zen out this week and sort of like, And as I said here, there is an opportunity here for disarming a situation. And listen, honestly, in my experience, the fastest way to do that is with humor. So if you can be patient with other people this week, inject some humor into a situation, I think you'll find that things go not only more smoothly, but a lot more enjoyably this week. All right, so let's look at one more card for you. Any additional messages in terms of what does Aries need to know this week? Oops, super clump. Let's keep shuffling. All right, so we had another clump come out. I'm going to shuffle 3 or 4 more times. If we don't get a jumper, I will pull one for you. All right, Aries. So let's take from here. Sweet. I actually think there's an element to be learned here from both of these situations, and they might even be part and parcel to each other. The patience card, as I mentioned, and then the surrender and release. There's this sense of just asking for what you want in the situation. And like I said, it's in a general sense. So whatever is important to you this week, and then releasing attachment to the outcome. This will actually give your head a lot of relief in terms of feeling anxious or even impatient. And it could be other people or a concept or a project. Whatever the issue is here this week, Aries, that you feel as though you're putting overemphasis into, or it's taking up a lot of headspace for you, surrender and release that thought or concept this week, and I think it'll come back solved for you, okay? Because there is a force here that's willing to take that off your hands and to ease your mind about the situation. So that is your reading. Listen, I really hope that you enjoyed it. I really appreciate you being here, Aries. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel because I upload videos for your sign every single week. And until we meet next time, take good care, Aries. I'll see you then.